cat's really interested in my gloves. I'm
So we're
definitely
just
not a
waiting
big shield.
on Billy and CL.
Oh. Hi, baby. How are you? Hey, careful now.
Yeah, Taffy's
She was so worn out after last night's game. She was just crazy. Oh my goodness. So, anybody have big Halloween plans?
I might go trick or treat.
Yeah?
They say not to, but it seems pretty safe. You're outside. You're just talking for a moment, and you're not like super close together, so I think it'll be fine.
And I know.
Yeah.
What?
Well, one of the things that gets me is like you go through the drive-through at McDonald's or whatever, and they insist on, oh well, it's contactless, and so they put your food and take your money in a bucket or a tray or whatever, and I'm like, that's bullshit. It's not really contactless. Somebody had to make that food.
Mm-hmm. They did.
And so I don't see how I'm any safer. Somebody had hands on that food at one point. I don't see how I'm any safer because the cashier working the window puts it in a bucket.
Yeah.
I
There's
know
so many dumb rules. This whole thing is really.
And I don't see how businesses being forced to close at 10 p.m. protects me from COVID.
Yeah.
It's not like COVID can tell time.
I know, right? This whole thing was like a whole bunch of smart people getting together and trying to figure out rules, and then they are like all really contradictory. So it's hard to.
Or another example, restaurants being forced to have limited menus. How does not being able to order what I normally order protect me from COVID? I mean,
It doesn't.
some of these rules are just retarded.
What?
Oh, the mortality rate for people who get hospitalized went way, way down.
Yeah, well, it was like something terrible. It was like 25%. If you're hospitalized, then you're kind of bummed.
Now it's not so bad because they've had a lot of practice treating it, so now they have some protocols that actually help, and so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But people are getting so depressed. It's like, at a certain point, that's a bigger threat.
Well, right. But I think a lot of people that are getting depressed, if you notice them and you look at what they're doing, they're not following the guidelines to begin with.
The cat didn't want the bed in the middle.
Tessie, don't rearrange the dungeon. She likes to...
Bad D&D player.
Yes.
She will be the dungeon master someday. She'll usurp the throne.
Yeah. Well, she thinks so. And then they have their minis, I can only assume.
What a cutie.
Red cat.
I have a very serious question for the group.
Yeah.
Is that a Halloween costume of an anime I'm unaware of? Because I'm aware of a lot of anime. Or is that daily attire?
Yeah, what's your costume? Talk about it.
Oh, mine's the medic from Team Fortress 2.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's a while ago. Nice retro.
Cassie's slaying some monsters, aren't you? Oh, way to go.
She was stealing minis last night, so I think I'm going to have to paint her own.
Fill it with catnip. Just jam it in there.
Yeah.
There's catnip spray.
Fresh catnip, and it's like, you guys are like the people that like cheese whiz,
Yeah,
but
that's
not
what I was
regular
thinking.
cheese.
My cat doesn't like the dried one. She'll only take the fresh. I'm like,
I mean,
"This is allowed."
they like the dried stuff, but man, they go crazy for that spray.
I finally managed to grow some without the cats destroying it. I took like a wire, like fruit bowl thing and stuck it over the plant so they can't get to it until it grows out of that.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because then you wouldn't have anything if they just...
Because they just roll over on it.
Yeah.
Find some more.
How did it ever grow anywhere, I wonder?
I know, right? I know. Well, the next door neighbors had planted some out front, and somehow they got it to be like this huge bush. And their 2 cats, who were strictly out, they were a couple of strays that they rescued, and they nibble on it, but they haven't destroyed it.
They don't get high off their own supply.
Evidently not. I mean, she goes out, and I take her out, and she walks on a leash.
That's so cute.
And she just doesn't really care.
Oh.
Tassie,
She's trying to get
Stop.
a mini.
rearranging the table.
There. Now she knows it's naughty.
Yeah, right.
She got a little tap tap on her nose.
Your cat belongs in management. She's a control freak.
Yes.
Hi, Jessie. I've established myself as the alpha cat with that move. No.
Yeah, she is a endless source of entertainment.
Kitties. My cat's like a grumpy old man because he lives outside and his hair is on it.
Yeah, my old cat, you'd put a harness on him and he would just flop over and lay down. Like turned him to stone.
Is the emergency shutdown protocol.
Yes.
Cat.
You try to walk him and you end up just dragging this dead cat.
Mine just kind of walks around, mainly just stiff, standing up.
Yeah, she's pretty good, but we started her like really young. And she's not even a year old. She's only born in April, so as soon as we could find a harness that actually fit her, she's so small that's more difficult than it sounds.
My cat is full grown and is about her size.
Yeah, I don't know that she's gonna get a whole lot bigger.
That's so cute when they stay small. I like that. That's what everyone hopes for when they get a pig.
Except for
Yeah. No. Potbelly pig was almost the size of this table.
They're pretty smart. If they didn't smell so damn bad.
They had a garden in their backyard, and they used to grow pumpkins, and they would get pissed off every year because the pig would dig up all the pumpkins.
I knew someone who had 2 pigs, and they said that they would take turns eating first, and that they would one wouldn't eat unless the other one ate it first to see if it was okay. I was like, wow, they're really damn smart.
Honestly, their pig was a better...
Like guard dogs. They did a big test with that where somebody would walk into their house and like
The
literally...
dog just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, like never, not once did they care.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, you're in now, so must be alright. You can bring a treat and then it's all over.
your
at
cat
that
also
point.
likes dice.
Yeah, anything she can get her. Last night she crawled into somebody's dice tray, sat down, and then reached out onto the table.
To play D&D so bad. Yeah. There you go, Tassie.
Yep, that's one of them. Certain minis she likes. She likes the... And she'll pick him up, and she knows she's not supposed to have him, so she'll grab him and try to take off running. I'm gonna go in the corner and play with this.
There's no escape. We let ours outside because we have tons of moles and there's deer. So if they pee in the yard, the deer stay away.
So I suppose, since we're waiting for Billy and see how I can get all of my sponsors' details out of the way.
You've changed, man. You sold out.
I did.
Yeah. Good for you.
Welcome to Curse of Strahd, streamed live from the Greenwater Guildhall. We have a couple of friends of ours. If you scroll down in your Twitch stream, you will see some tiles there. The first thing I would like to bring up is the tile for the Enchanted Forest. They are a fantasy-themed amusement park, fairy tale amusement park here in Oregon, and they they are suffering from the pandemic, and they have not been able to open their doors. I heard that they had like private groups that they would allow to go through, but that is not enough to sustain them. And they have been putting off asking for help, and now it is imperative that they do so or they will lose the business. It is a family-run business and is a staple here in Oregon, over in Oregon. I keep forgetting, I don't live there anymore. I know that everybody is hurting financially. If you can give anything, that would be much appreciated. They are truly a treasure and one of the places that is most loved by me. So please, if you can, give them some aid. Another tile down there is the tile for TNC. That is Talon Claw. They are creators of beautiful wooden DM screens and dice vaults, and they have a line of leather dice trays. Magnificent artwork. If you are looking for something to enhance your gameplay or your table, they are the ones to go to. Check them out. I believe they are having a 10% off Halloween sale through Sunday. So yeah, check them out. And the other one is for the Speechless Bard. She and her husband have a shop where he makes handmade dungeon terrain, and really impressive. And she does hand-stitched and hand-stamped and hand-painted leather covers for your core rule books and leather dice bracelets. So yeah, check her out as well. They do beautiful work. And the last but not least is Fable Beard Company. They make fantasy-themed beard balm, oil, and has a different scent profile. Their current one that is coming out is a seasonal called Jack Frost. It has the scent of pine, cedar, and fir Christmas trees mixed with a peppermint chill.
Looks like we got a giant bird monster.
And so yeah, check them out. They are having they are doing a clearance sale on all of their seasonal fall scents. Wall supplies last. They said that the quantity is limited, so check them out as well. And I believe that they have a deal. If you're a first-time customer, you get a free bottle of beard oil with any purchase. So
I'll have to grow mine out.
I know, right? I mean, I suppose you could use it. It doesn't have to go on your beard, but I don't know. You know. For you ladies out there, I recommend pumpkin spice.
It's leg beards.
So yeah, definitely check them out. Thank you.
I haven't given money to Enchanted Forest. Will you put the $5? Will you give them $5?
I will do that.
Yeah.
I will do that for sure. I will match your 5 and give
Hey,
Hooray!
tried to take off with my bird.
Do you have payment?
I need to get $10.
I think I got $10 I can loan you.
That's what my grandma spaced today.
Yeah.
Oh. If not, you know, we can.
Because I have a leftover $5 from that 20 I gave you last time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's 10.
Are we still 4th level?
Correct.
Okay.
I'll make sure to ask my grandma.
Yeah. Forward that.
Thank
By the
you.
way, she wants to know what.
I haven't seen this many ones since I worked at the club.
I don't know. October.
October, and your husband's is
July.
Ruby. Okay.
Okay. So where we left off last week, you guys had bounced into the. Well, you were following up on the theft of the bones of Saint Andrel, and why am I blowing up?
Where is that?
You were following up on the theft of the bones of Saint Andrel from Saint Andrel's church. The coffin maker in town
Hey, don't take off with my bird.
Henrik Vandervoort was behind ultimately behind the theft of the bones. And investigating the Coffmaker's shop, you found the corpse of Henrik being with his throat ripped out and quite bloody. And in the attic, you ended up meeting up with a bunch of vampire spawn that you promptly put down. Just a couple more minutes here for Billy and CL to show up, and then we can get started.
By then, all the monsters are going to be slain, and there's going to be a giant bird monster.
Well, my last night's game, so Dungeon of the Mad Mage has gotten weird because they and Stardock is an asteroid in Saloon's Tears behind the moon. And so it gets into all sorts of Spelljammer high weirdness.
Yeah.
And I got to use a monster last night for Halloween that I've never used before. It's the Niyagi, and they're like spider creatures with a long neck and like a wolf type face on the end of them. Yeah, they're psionic. And they have a societal philosophy that everybody's owned by somebody.
Based.
And so like even the crew of a Spelljammer ship, they are under the impression that they are the property of the captain. And so no concept of not being able to own somebody else. We ran it as like an alien type situation. So not only is there an ancient red dragon on the asteroid and a ton of Githyanki, but then there was an infestation of Niyagi and
Wow. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. And then the party split themselves into 3. So I don't know. Probably gonna end up with a bunch of dead players.
Your cat really doesn't like the bed being in the middle of the room.
Yeah, stop rearranging stuff.
Have Billy and CL been here before?
No.
Maybe they got lost.
They just texted and said that they were about 10 minutes out.
Oh, okay.
So.
I'll just finish my...
I don't know why that table's supposed to be in that room.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
That table doesn't really matter. I was kind of irritated. So, the WizKids dungeon dressing, you almost have to buy 2 of them because who wants only 1 bed? I mean, what kind of dungeon are you making here?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the minions don't have to sleep in a bed. They can sleep on the floor. But I did see the expansion for Dungeon Tiles 2. It looks like they have a set of bunk beds in theirs. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty nice. The summoning circles. These are pretty cool. So they actually light up.
Are you gonna go trick-or-treating on Animal Crossing? What do you think?
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I got so much candy.
Yeah, it's got a...
Oh, cool. That's neat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you saw this, Jen.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that on your feed.
And it changes color too. You can click it a number of times and it cycles through white, red, and green.
Are they Wi-Fi or Alexa controllable? Because I would want to all of them.
They are not. They take a watch battery and you have to click down on it in order to turn it on.
Just imagine doing that for everyone.
Actually, making them Alexa controllable would be kind of awesome because then you just put them in the dungeon and be like, alright, so...
People that do those escape rooms would know how to do that.
You what?
People that make escape rooms would know how to do that.
Oh, yeah,
They know how
yeah.
to wire up everything to be, controlled by different
Well,
stuff.
Jeff's entire house is
That way.
wired that way.
Oh, wow. He's living in the future. I'm stuck in the past.
Yeah, we've got 2 Alexas, mostly for listening to music, and the one out in the living room is used mostly so that I know when to take my pizza out of the oven.
I know this one.
Chris, have you told him about my toaster oven?
Yeah, he has an Alexa-controlled toaster oven.
Oh,
Really?
I don't
And doesn't
want
it send you pictures to your phone to let you know when your cookies are done? Or something like that?
I know
Yes,
there's
got a
this.
camera in the oven that identifies food and will run the program once it's identified the food.
I don't want Bezos to know about my tendies.
I know there's this one streamer who has Alexa, and he has that one chat where if you donate a certain amount. What are you doing? How did you get my bird?
Self-doxing.
Yeah, it's funny because lately, see, the thing that I would be scared of with your toaster oven would be like, oh, well, I decided to buy frozen White Castle hamburgers, and all of a sudden after cooking it, you start getting
Oven, no.
But, well, I mean, it's funny because I forget what we were talking about. Oh, no, we were talking about the spell template, the size template that I bought. That would be really cool. And then literally that night, I start getting emails from Amazon. Did you know you can get this you can get this acrylic spell template? I'm like, that's really fucking weird because we didn't ask, you know.
Whew.
But
I would like it to
I mean,
count
at least
eggs
it's
or
not the worst
slices of
that this
toast. Like
bird's
you
been
cooked
through.
your 14th slice of toast. Do you need more bread?
I've been dead before.
well, then, I was wondering about like those smart refrigerators. Like, how does the refrigerator know when I need to buy?
There's an Alexa integrated egg
Bad.
carton.
That?
I'm gonna hack into it
It's
and make them
actually
think they
cheaper
have
than
more
other
eggs
egg
than me.
cartons.
I
See.
can't sew if you're gonna be doing that. My goodness. Hey! Hey.
Let's see if that is them.
Go, 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 go. That way.
You air fry right in the oven.
Yeah, that's what mine does too.
Really? Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It'll dehydrate. It'll also
No,
proof
you don't get my
dough,
dice.
broil. You can do popcorn in it. Comes with
Wow.
oil.
What?
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I don't have anything for you.
Do you remember the processors that were in the Shield handhelds?
Yes.
That's the processor and core that's in my oven.
Yeah, it's a Tegra, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
a Tegra X1 core with an SSD. It's got like 8 gig of RAM.
In your toaster oven. Yeah, that's.
In my toaster oven.
Yay!
I bet it could run Doom if I could just get at the core.
Dude, they got Doom to run on a pregnancy test, so I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember that. That was cool.
The other one that they did, they took like 25 potatoes and wired them up and got Doom to run on 25 potatoes. It's like,
I think that was his batteries, not his processors.
it didn't say that it was processor. It just said that they had 25 potatoes and got Doom to run. I mean, the graphics weren't impressive, but
Still got it to run.
Yeah,
Potato graphics.
potatoes plus zinc equals electricity. They used moldy potatoes.
What was
I'm like, one of my players last night had me dying. Speaking of potatoes, I was saying that, for Halloween, I was swapping light bulbs, and I found this tiny little baby spider that had died, and was hanging in its own web on one of the lamps. And I'm like, well, you're a potato, so, I guess it's for the best that you died because you were dumb enough to make a web in a room that had no food. And she goes, well, when you have 130 babies, you got to expect someone to be a potato. She goes, I keep wondering which one of mine's going to end up being a potato. She goes, there for a while I thought it was Liam. She goes, right now I'm leaning towards one of my daughters.
I know, if it would be one of my mother's kids, it would be me and my brother.
Well,
yeah.
I only had 2, so.
That kid ain't right.
My sister's the only smart one.
Well, why don't
Cool.
I is not an investigationer. But I rolled a 17.
My investigation is intelligence, right?
Yes.
So, I'm not very smart, so I got a 6.
Wow. So,
I have a minus
luckily one
1
of
in
you got it.
intelligence.
So, you didn't find the bones in the attic, and Helga, you kind of search through the house. You find Henrik's bedroom, or go back to Henrik's bedroom. It is a modest bed chamber that holds a cot and several well-made pieces of furniture, including a table, a padded chair, a bookshelf, and a wardrobe. The wardrobe had a secret compartment, and inside you found 2 sacks. One is a large one that contains the bones of Saint Andrel. Evidently he was large. Big bone.
In charge.
And the other holds 30 silver pieces and 12 electrum pieces. And all the coins bear the profiled visage of Strahd von Zarlich.
Silver, 30 silver and 12 electrum?
Yes.
Okay. I'll divvy those up later. And they all got Strahd on them. Strahd bucks.
12 electrum, that's a funny way of saying 6 gold pieces.
Yeah, sure is.
Or,
Is it?
no, it would be... No, that's right. Yeah. 1 electrum, or there's 5 electrum to 1 gold piece. Because evidently they needed it in between silver and gold.
Not enough math in this game, he said.
Yeah, I know, right? Hey, at least they switched the money value for Forgotten Realms to, 10s. 10 copper is 1 silver, 10 silver is 1 gold, 10 gold is 1 platinum. At least that you can remember. I remember the old conversion tables where it was like, oh my god, I have to work for a bank in order to figure out how much this is really worth. And so there was this chart that looked an awful lot like a multiplication. No, thank you. Looked an awful lot like a multiplication table. And it was what you had to roll with your bonuses in order to hit
Something. Yeah.
Hello!
How's it going?
Hi. Ooh, happy Halloween. Spooky.
Nice.
I like
Plague
your
mask.
mask.
Felt like it was.
I was gonna wear my knight's hoodie, but that thing's so thick and hot.
I know. It was cold this morning, and then I had to walk to the mailbox,
I'm very happy.
and
cat.
I was out there for maybe 20 minutes, and the sun had come out. I was like, okay, this is warm.
Mm-hmm.
So to get you guys caught up, they Helga had found in Henrik's church, and so you guys step out of the coffin maker shop. she's Sim.
Yeah.
What is your passive perception?
Passive perception is 10.
Wow. Okay.
There's 12. Huh.
What is Mike's passive perception?
Passive? 14.
And Carrie's the third.
1 second. Haven't got to the sheet yet. That's my seat, kitty.
Yes. If she gets, I just.
Perception is 11.
I just moved this so your cat doesn't get into it somehow.
Do you smell my coffee?
The what? Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So interesting. Mike and Pepperell.
No!
When you step out of the coffin maker shop, you notice that there is a man. You step out of the coffin maker shop and you're heading towards back to Saint Andrel's church to return the
You're not
bones.
taking my bird.
And you notice that there is a man in a black cloak, like a waist cloak, that is following you at a
Good.
What is she smelling?
My gum wrapper.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Take her up for a second.
And no, you're not smelling
Wow.
this.
That's awesome.
A little bit of clay and a few rocks.
Nice. That's earth and grass.
I know, I just
Nice.
got this little pendant.
It's supposed to be 5, it ended up a little bigger because it came so top heavy. I had to add more
Nice.
rocks to keep it from falling.
From falling over, yeah.
Can I have another?
Wait, we're being followed at a distance from Cloud. That's cool.
Yeah, so Mike and Pepperell notice that there is a man in a waist cloak and a top hat that is following you from a distance.
Top hat. I'm going to steal his top hat.
Hmm.
And he follows you all the way to St. Andrel's church. He keeps his distance and isn't doing a terrific job of tailing you. He cleared. Oh, Crown of Madness. Nice. That's pretty sweet.
Fireball. Or,
It's getting pretty
flaming
hot
spear.
in here.
Nice. Yeah, that looks like flaming spear. That's
Yeah, you
awesome.
should take, if you take off the
Pop wood.
gloves,
That's all
that'll
it
help
is.
so much.
It's what?
I'm also probably going to take off my
styrofoam bottle
lab
with hot
coat.
wood.
Oh, yeah. Those came out awesome.
Oh wait, can't really.
That is so neat.
Crown of Madness.
Oh.
So you
cool.
get to St. Andrel's church, and
I try to keep them under my gloves.
man, my brain is fried. I have to look up the priest's name. Actually, it's right here.
I assume that
So
we
you get to St. Andrew's Church, and Father Lucien is inside sweeping up and trying to tidy up the interior of the church, and you present the bones, and he is extremely thankful and
I'll go for sure.
Did Top Hat Man go into the church as well?
No, when you step back out of the church, the top hat gentleman approaches you, and he takes his hat off and bows and says, and introduces himself as Ernst Lernick. And Ernst hands you each an invitation. That when you look at the invitation, is an invitation to, or from Lady Wachter to come to the house, come to her home for brunch, and she
that
wishes
sounds
to
crazy,
discuss
right?
a matter of some urgency with you.
Well, we can go to the church thing tonight and then brunch tomorrow. Is that the deal, or is it the morning?
It's still fairly early in the day.
Can we do both?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. All right, good.
yeah. There's enough time to do both.
Groovy.
We just which order are we doing it in? We doing brunch first? Is it early
Are
enough
we
that
back at
brunch
full
is
hit
that
points and
day?
everything?
Okay.
You what now?
Are we back at full hit points and everything?
No. Did you want to?
We're-
No,
No,
no.
last
Still
time.
from the
Yeah.
vampire
Still down from
spawn.
the vampire stuff. I mean, I'd like to get my hit points back.
I
I'm
would
just
need
down a
hit
couple
points.
spells.
Man, I hit one of the kids last night with the breath weapon of an ancient red dragon,
Oh no.
and he rolled really shitty on his dex save, and so he took 91 hit points. And I just gave him the average because I'm not going to roll 26 dice X. That's just retarded. I'm just not going to do that. Yeah, no, right? Even rolling 2 at a time, that's a lot of dice.
I can give.
I had a hit dex
back.
damage from vampire spawn, so I'd like a long rest, so I'm not.
Oh, that's right. You got bit.
Yeah.
I also got.
So yeah,
I
you
got
can.
bit a few times.
It's early enough in the day if you wanted to. You could go and take a long rest and still have time to make it to brunch.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
It's probably only 10 bells, so I guess not brunch. I guess it would be supper.
Whatever. She'll still want us there. She needs help and she's crazy, so she doesn't.
So how do we gain back the max HP lost?
So at a long rest, you get back your max HP lost. So everything is healed up.
Oh,
Okay.
even.
completely.
Oh, I think they're talking maximum HP that was lost from the bites.
Right. You
Oh,
were
really?
so you, right. It's not a permanent. Yeah.
'Cause those-
I always have 10 hit points,
10 temps.
and I changed my hex weapon to be the whip.
Yeah, that was just a
Okay.
good thing. Once you do a long rest, you should go back to normal.
I think I had to do.
It wasn't like an attribute damage.
No, no.
Dick move.
It is a dick move. Yeah. But yeah, it is recovered at the end of a long rest. I do believe.
Okay.
I will double check that just to be sure, but I'm pretty positive.
It's already erased. No backseas.
I'm
So it's
glad
already
I got
erased, no
lessons
backsies.
for the actual tie.
Right? Yeah.
I get too frustrated while trying to do it.
I don't know how to. I have my husband do it.
I
Curse of
kinda
Strahd
know
could
how
be
to
fairly
do it.
lethal, so
It's
I'm
just-
not
it's
going
hard to do it on yourself.
be a complete
Yeah.
jerk. Evidently not as lethal, from what I understand, as a lot of people are complaining.
Oh, I think that's
Second, or the first main quest you get between level 1 and 3. I mean, characters can die. I'm like,
Good.
well, right.
I
mean,
have
Otherwise,
Yeah.
there's
I
no
actually
danger.
I own that story.
If
Do you?
If
Yeah,
you read the monster
that's-
manual, a house cat can kill a level 1 character.
yeah, level 1 characters
Wow.
are,
Mhm.
yeah.
And that's what Tassie's forts remind us about that.
I
Was it
know.
claw, bite, and rake?
Let's see here. Turns hit point maximum is reduced by an amount
Yeah,
equal
if
to
a
the
house
product
cat can
damage
sneak
taken,
up
and the
on a
vampire
wizard.
regains hit points with that amount.
if
Yeah,
you,
the reduction lasts until the target finishes a long rest.
Nice.
if you'd like to look at that story, I do own the book. I can bring it next time.
I'm going to pick that up because that's definitely going to be one that I'm going to want to run.
Sweet.
I prefer to run the Disney experience for, meaning that people want to play in whatever campaign is published. So
Or just get crazy and do Tuna Horrors.
I did. Well, yeah, that one's coming up from one of my Yawning Portal. And so you do all, if you do it the way we've done it, we're just running all the adventures back to back, and it's like, okay, I got up to like level 14. Shit, now my character's gonna die because he stepped on a trap.
I can actually see how to do this.
So we're in the church. Or
So-
no, we came out of the
So you step out of the church, and Ernst Lernick gives you an invitation to Wachter Haus, signed by Lady Wachter, and then you return to the Blue Water Inn and take a long rest and put band-aids over your neck. And,
This was
I am
just
now
a
going to be even more unhappy.
Yeah, but in this town, everybody's gonna see that black vampire and get
Right.
shined black. She was just frisky. It was a high school
It's a
dance thing.
It's a costume. Yeah. I swear.
I also want to do it because last time she didn't like when I was scowling last time.
So the last house
I
that
like
you were
these.
at was at the Burgermeister's mansion, and Wachter House.
Oh, different
oh.
house.
Yeah,
Dang
Oh,
it.
okay.
Wachter Haus. Lady Fiona Wachter. Fiona Wachter is the biggest naysayer of everything the Burgermeister does, and unlike the peasantry who can be found guilty of malicious unhappiness and thrown into stocks, Fiona Wachter is too rich and powerful, and she is nobility, so she can basically say that the Burgermeister is a moron, and he's
We're gonna get
not necessarily powerless to do anything, but things would not look good for him if he were to challenge her, her nobility.
We're gonna get a house. It's gonna be good.
I want to.
Excited for this one.
Just say that the Burgermeister said that they're stupid.
The Burgermeister says you're stupid and you smell bad. Where is... Oh.
You got cooties.
I probably do.
Yeah.
Katie's left and right.
My God, can you imagine what cuties are like in Barovia?
Well, I'm immune to disease, so no, I can't.
If you got crabs, they're like, you open it, oh my God, there's a Dungeness crab in my shorts.
I was trying to upgrade my block on Oblivion, the original.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and so I was just blocking, fighting a crab. I had to take off all my stuff though, or it would break because so I was naked and blocking jabs from a crab for quite a while. It was pretty weird.
It was always fun when Jeff and I played Diablo, because he would always get all of the items that increased his AC ridiculously high. And so he would just stand there and you would watch the monsters try to hit him and his character would just be bobbing and weaving back and forth. And it's like, I can just sit here and do this all day. They're not going to be able to touch me.
Oblivion. That game was fun.
Every once in a while I get the urge to play something like Oblivion, at least Oblivion still looks good, but I'll be like, oh, that was such a great game, I missed that game, and I'll go back and play it, and I'm like, oh my God, this looks like it's,
Oh, it's so messed up.
drawn with crayons.
The bugs are what make it fun to me, though.
The one I liked was Morrowind, but that game had the worst. There was no quest system in it
Right.
to track your quest, so you had to have a journal and write down where you.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, Oblivion without quest tracking.
Wow.
Oh, it was bad.
And it didn't tell you how to level up.
Original Fallout was kind of that way too, and you just died after a
You mean like
time.
the top-down view original Fallout? Yeah.
First
Yeah.
one. Yeah, they didn't tell you.
Yeah, where you
shit.
just had to wander around and find, the quest.
My husband figured out how to cheat and make our stats better, so it was way more playable.
Well, that was always the first thing we used to do.
See, I wasn't a computer programmer, so.
There is a map
I
of
can't play
Wachter
any
Haus
games with my
for
friends.
Jeff.
Or they just somehow end up annoying me. Because I know the following up for Dying Light, there's little buggies.
Uh-huh.
and one of my friends likes to trap my buggy with his buggy on a tree, and I can't get out. I end up getting really mad at him because he's also breaking my buggy.
I think the only online game I played so far is Tetris. I played SOCOM once, but I ruined it for everybody. That was a long
Is that
time
the
ago.
second story or the first
But,
story?
We were the,
you were right.
terrorists,
That
and I
is the
killed all the
second
hostages immediately.
Yeah, I can't
There's
Oh.
the first story.
I remember
I was wondering why there's somebody laying in the bed.
Siege has like
No, we just dropped into the
there's a hostage
I
mode,
wasn't sure if it was like 2-level
and I
basement.
played Fuse, and
Right.
Fuse's ability is to put like
forever.
stick this thing on the ceiling, and all these hockey pucks of explosions come out. I ended up exploding the hostage, and we lost, but
So,
pretty quick.
at the Blue Water Inn, are you? You know that Fiona Wachter is a. Are you?
I'm like
I'm not a big
A
fan of
tux.
nobility.
Says the paladin.
I'm
But
not.
I want to go to a shop, like a clothing shop, to see if I can find anything better than what I'm wearing right now. That's-
Part of
Definitely
my
I saw
backstory
actually-
is that a proud noble once like beat the crap out of me, and so I like wanted to commit my life to good and all that. So
Wow. Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
take my black cloak and turn it inside out so the red side's outward.
I'll just be normal. I'll be as normal as I can
I
be in
want
this
to
group.
find a better top hat and maybe a suit to go with it.
You want to shop for a better top hat? Yeah. Probably do that. Let's see here.
No top hat for you, short hats.
You're more of a pork pie. So it's funny. So I got my new hat, right? And then I get a call from my dad, who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and he, like literally the day after my hat got here. Oh, well, I got this really nice Stetson I'm going to send you.
Man,
And so then, like, a couple days ago, he calls and he's like, I haven't heard, it's only been like a week since I talked to him. I haven't heard from you in a while. I thought maybe something had happened. Like, no, Dad, I'm okay. He's like, did you get that hat I sent you? And in the background, I hear his wife. She's like, no, Link, it's still here in the closet.
But I mean, like,
So, let's see here.
Stick to them, stitch them together. Things to step up from.
long gloves.
You can buy a very, very fancy top hat and a cloak for 5 gold pieces.
Is there anything in there?
Yeah,
about a,
I'll definitely do that.
kilt?
Okay. So you can put down that you have fine clothing.
Is there anything in there about like kilt or battle skirt? We're gonna upgrade Mike from a loincloth.
thank God.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
He's
Oh.
always
Hey,
at
Mike,
the,
that loincloth's a little short.
he's always at the front
It's a little
and
tattered,
charging.
sorry.
Stiff breeze blows by, everybody's blind.
So you can get a pretty decent kilt for 5 silver pieces, or you can get a fine kilt for 15 gold pieces.
15 gold or 5 silver?
Yeah,
We all just
depends.
got
Like,
5 silver.
you could get like a utility kilt for for 5
I
silver.
mean, utility.
Yeah.
sounds good.
Also while I'm
Five
out and
silver,
about,
then that's
I'm
fine.
gonna buy a shield.
You want to buy a shield.
So I found a pouch, and if we split it up, we each get 5 silver and 2 electrum.
5 silver and 2 electrum, you say?
You remember, 1 electrum piece is worth 5.
It's a half platinum.
I believe that's correct, yeah.
I'll convert
Or-
it when I have to. That's when I'll do that.
Is that right? Let me double check. Here it is.
Which one's Electrum again?
I don't know the weird
I'm sorry.
one.
1 electrum piece is worth 5 silver pieces, so it's a half a gold.
Half gold.
Oh, here it is.
And there was 2
I
of
see
them.
where it is
So-
on the.
You can find a wooden style shield. And they sell that at the general store. They are charging 20 gold pieces for it.
Because everything's a ripoff in Barovia.
I mean,
I
I'll pay for it.
Okay. You what now?
Utility.
I have the shield I used to use if she wants to save the money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll take that one.
So yeah, that'll give you +2 to your AC. Now remember, if you're using a shield and you gain the +2 to your AC, that means no offhand dagger attack.
I'll probably just use that to sneak away anyways.
Because obviously, WotC is prejudiced against bucklers. Remember second edition where there was like 20 different types of shields?
35 had got
I
that
just
many.
needed more armor class.
Yeah, for real.
They made things a lot simpler, but some of it, like, not true.
No.
Yeah,
I
they
could
tend to
probably
down-
just use my.
If you're Donald Trump, anything can be two-handed.
I'm with them on some of the ability changes, but it's like the equipment didn't really need to thin that out as much.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's less stuff for people to track, but...
I don't know, I'm not with them with the abilities. My necromancer was a failmancer.
Failmancer. I'm a necromancer, non-practicing.
Well, that was just the wrong game for a necromancer, apparently.
Nah, I'm still gonna say that a 13th level necromancer should have more than a one hit die zombie.
I miss playing my necromancer in Guild Wars, the skanky little whore that had a bunch of undead walking around with her. When we started playing that game, Jeff's immediate response was, "Why do you always have to make the trashiest looking characters?" She wore like this slutty little mini skirt and yeah. Looked like anime peeked all over her. So you do a little shopping and spruce yourselves up and head to Wachterhaus. This house seems disgusted with itself. A slouching roof hangs heavy over furrowed gables, and moss-covered walls sag and bulge under the weight of the vegetation. As you study the house's sullen countenance, you hear the edifice actually groan. Only then do you realize the extent to which the house hates what it has become.
Wow.
Frames lead from it, and the servant answers the door. The scullery maid, and she leads you back into the house. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, there's the entrance. I was like, what the hell? What is wrong with this house? She leads you into the dining room, and there is a large long table and a seating area with a large fireplace. So you are in this area here, and there's a big fireplace with a stack of wood and a seating area, and Lady Fiona Wachter there, and ornate dining tables like the crystal chandelier hanging above it curiously. The silverware is tarnished, the dishes are chipped, yet all are still quite elegant. 8 chairs, their backs adorned with sculpted elk horns, surround the table. Arched windows made of lattice work of iron and glass look out onto the small fog-swept estate. Lady Wachter invites you in. You notice that there is another man sitting at the table wearing blue-tinted eyeglasses and a gray suit with a red rose in the lapel. And he stands and motions to sit at the table. And Lady Fiona Wachter says, "Oh, well, my situation with the order my hoping that you'd be able to help."
Spill that tea. Do it.
Please don't. I like tea.
The man in the gray suit doesn't say much, He sits there and is eating his beet stew, which, that's what everybody serves in Barovia. Beet stew and wolf steaks.
Eat your borscht.
I've never had borscht. Everybody says it's really good though.
It's like life-sustaining. It's hearty. It's good. Yeah. It's borscht.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know that life-sustaining is really a stellar review of the particular. It's food.
It feels.
So is
It tastes good, and it feels like it's a healthy food. I don't know how else to. I don't know. That's my review of borscht.
How did it taste? Well, it's life-sustaining, but
I could live off of the borscht. Yeah.
She says you've clearly been in town long enough that you are aware of the bizarre trepidations of our Burgermeister. And as she's saying this, the maid is coming around and pouring wine into each of your glasses, and
Nice.
you notice that the bottle
I am going to give something rare, but a smirk.
oh,
Ooh.
and she says, it is my belief and many others that I would make a better Burgermeister for the town of Valaki than Burgermeister Valakovich.
Honestly, I would say the same.
His ridiculous notion that all is well and that we have to have weekly festivals in order to keep the Lord of Barovia out of our town is ridiculous.
Is there a reason why they think that? Or are they deluded? Are they insane?
What about the festivals? Why they think?
Yeah.
So, Burgermeister Vlakovich is under this bizarre idea that if everybody acts happy and they have these festivals to maintain jovial spirits,
Nothing bad.
that it will keep Strahd out of Valaki.
Okay, so he's insane. All right. He doesn't.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah, I did. Well, I didn't know if it was based on some magical thing but that's just his own personal thing.
Well, and he's going far, and you've noted that you've been through the town square. So they're setting up for this festival, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. You arrived just after the festival of the Wolf Hunt or something like that, where when you came into town, there were pikes in the ground along the road of wolves' heads, and they just went out and killed as many wolves as they could and put their heads on spikes as a form of festival. And this one, the newest one, is going to be, they're going to make a wicker effigy of the sun and light it on fire and have a big bonfire in the town square.
A bunch of bad stuff has happened related to Strahd despite these festivals.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys literally, 9 hours ago, fought 6 vampire spawn in the attic of the Coffin Maker's house.
So clearly it doesn't work. So this lady, while her house is gross, is not.
Helga, make an insight check.
Okay. Well,
If you're a party planner in Barovia, you're making good money.
Right. Well, the other thing to take the he's gone so far as those who are depressed or unhappy or even voice an opinion that these festivals are stupid are arrested and either put in stocks, or in a worst case scenario, she says that one man was arrested and taken to the Burgermeister's mansion and nobody has seen him since.
Oh, wow.
And the law in town is that malicious unhappiness is against the law.
We need to reverse this law so that Pepperell doesn't get murdered.
Or me.
Yeah, Pepperell and Chi Sim are like likely candidates to get arrested.
I got a 12 on my insight check.
I'm very likely to get arrested.
I'm very
For burning shit
I
down.
scowl all the time.
And she's not a smiley person. Whenever she smiles,
Yeah, I got
it's
something
creepy.
planned for her. For
She tries-
Clarice.
She tries to smile, but it looks off-putting and creepy.
Do I realize anything with a roll of with a 12?
I think I
So
might
with a
need
roll of
math.
12, your insight into your previous encounter. So Henrik learned about the bones of Saint Andrel and how those bones consecrate the church, and hired through a complex system the kid Milovic to steal the bones and bring them to him. But they were stashed in his wardrobe next to a pile of money. There were 2 bags. Your thought is somebody paid him to go get the bones. Your guess would be, and his attic just happened to be vampire. So your guess would be that these vampire spawn were probably the ones who hired him, and obviously being vampire spawn, they answer to Strahd.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. So I already know. All right. That the festivals don't work.
So she says she is under the impression that she would make a better burgermeister and would lead the town better than Strahd. And you're all sipping your wine.
I'm going to feel her ego and agree with her that she would be.
Well, then she says, the idea of these festivals is ridiculous. We as a town would be much safer if we just accepted Strahd's rulership and invited him into our town.
I don't know about that.
I'm just going to kind of give her a questioning look on that.
Can we tell her about the vampire spawn that we fought and how that wasn't very...
I can tell her that.
So you tell her about
you
your
can.
previous encounter with the vampire spawn, and the gentleman in the gray suit looks up and he says, "Oh yes, those individuals were agents of mine."
That would
Everybody
make
make a perception check.
So you're a vampire?
Must be. He's dressed pretty foxy.
Oh, I found my die. Oh my God.
I got a 13.
23.
Nat 20.
Wow.
14.
Okay.
$16.
What did Matt get?
14.
And what did Helga get?
13.
So Pepperell, Chi Sim, and Mike, and Clarice the third. You looking at this individual, he's got long hair, and you now happen to notice that his ears are pointed, and he's kind of clearly he's an elf, and he's dark skinned, and he says, "Oh, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rahadin. I am the right hand of Lord von Zarovich."
Oh. Probably
And-
shouldn't talk shit about him right now then. Right?
He is, aside from Rictavio, this is only the second demi-human that you've met outside of your own group in Barovia. Your feelings on this are, from what you've learned in Barovia, you learned that before you've learned very little, but you know that Strahd, before he was a vampire, was a warlord, and had come to Barovia. You've heard the story where he came to Barovia and he conquered the land and had built his castle. And you are under the impression that, like most warlords, the first thing that they do is to show their power. They move the population, either physically force the population of an area to leave, and then seed it with their own people from lands that they've conquered. Or the people are like, screw this, we got to get the hell out of here. And it's like Berlin in 1932. And everybody's just scrambling to get out. So the heritage of Barovians is very mixed. But you note that there is a distinct lack of diversity where everybody here is humans.
Sounds racist.
Oh.
I feel.
And this is the first. This is Rictavio is clearly not from Barovia, so this is the first demi-human that you've met who is native to the land.
Oh, and
I know with my
he'll
the
know a
form
lot.
that I like to take on is probably also isn't native to this land as an elf.
So you're an elf now.
That's my main form that I like to.
Okay. Yeah,
And-
he has darker skin than you do, and he
I'm pale.
says, I can see that you are questioning my heritage. I am what is known as a dusk elf.
What is a dusk elf then? Can you tell us more? Or is this offensive? Probably not in this world.
I'm Korean, so what Chinese country is that from?
Chinese or Japanese? Yeah.
He's Laotian, Mr. Khan.
The ocean? What ocean?
So, make a religion check.
Would I happen to know anything like that?
No.
Okay.
14. Probably.
You have never heard the term of dusk elves, but there are a race of elves from the Shadowfell that you've heard tales of, but they don't look like him. Outside of the Shadowfell, they seem to age vastly. They look more similar to they look very much more similar to like Githyanki than they do true elves. And the name that you know them, the stories you've never encountered a Shatterkai. The stories that you have heard of the Shatterkai they're never good.
Okay.
Up to you how you choose to do so. You can undermine the Burgermeister of Vallaki or physically remove him and put him in stocks. She says, quite honestly, I am of the mind that physically removing him and arresting him would be the best case scenario for everybody in town.
Why don't we try to make him happy in public? When
I
that seems like it would cause like a spontaneous uprising, perhaps.
surprised I haven't been arrested already.
Right? Well, it could be kind of. She said, however you choose to do it, I will greatly reward you. And Rahadin says, oh, and you will have much thanks from Lord von Zarovich.
I don't know what.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, I don't know what we're ultimately gonna do with this whole forced happiness thing. Is a bunch of shit. So.
I say, at least I'll say, I can't speak for them, but I'll definitely say to her that I would like to help her with that.
On a side note, with my character being so outwardly different, have I noticed anybody eyeballing her, treating her different? Like,
Yes. Make a insight check, or make a perception check.
Treating who different?
Carries.
Oh.
17.
So when you were invited to the tea party at the Burgermeister's mansion, you briefly met the Burgermeister and his 2 large mastiffs as they were leaving, and behind him was a bodyguard who,
Yeah, the big guy.
big guy, and his right arm was misshapen, and
Hellboy.
Hellboy type arm, and the arm was a bright red color. Your perception was that he was looking at you out of the corner of his eye and doing everything that he could to avoid direct eye contact with you. Trying to eye you without you knowing.
But apparently that didn't work.
Right.
Look, I see you.
Man, it's kind of like the people that...
Now you know how his arm got so big. Ha
Right?
I know, we're like selling the house across the street from my house, and I went out when I was still working on my costume because I've been spray painting. There's this family, and when I looked up from, spray painting, they're all standing there staring at me.
That's
And
a
then
little weird.
the son and the father walked to the car once they noticed that I'm, staring directly back at them. The mother just stood there staring at me, though. It only took me to wave at her when she
Because it's
finally
so-
decided to go.
It's so weird to be working on a Halloween costume, around Halloween.
For people.
I find that behavior shocking.
It is.
So, Lady Fiona Walker says, "Oh, that would be excellent news if you were to help me remove this terrible Burgermeister from our town and liberate it from unjust rule. Then we can welcome in Strahd von Zarovich, and we can make peace with Castle Ravenloft."
I'd just like to be unhappy without being arrested.
Well, yeah, there's that.
I will ask her about manservant. What do you know about the
But
manservant
as a
that
hitman, I
follows
could
him
probably
around?
put on a
Is it?
good bluffing face.
She says,
Also
yeah, what
good
does she
in
know?
bluffing.
He's a beastly man. She tells you, Izek. Izek Strasny was adopted by the Burgermeister. He was born here in Valaki, but one morning his father and their uncle took them fishing in the lake. On the way back to town, a dire wolf attacked Izek and bit off his right arm. His father carried Izek back to town while his uncle distracted the beast, and his sister ran off and hid it. Izek was born without a soul. As time wore on, he forgot his lost sister and learned to cope with his disability. The Burgermeister has been kind of more or less adopt Izek since his father's death. Izek has become his right-hand man. And
I think this picture would be super.
she says that
Pretty much.
nobody knows for sure how Izek got his new arm. Either through foul sorcery or evil rituals, none can be certain.
Can we get blood and like a blood scientist?
I want an A test. Strahd is not the father.
I wanted to check out the winery thing for the.
Yeah,
You want
for
to
that
travel
one,
to the Wizards of Wine?
For
Yeah,
that one man in the.
I figure getting
Inn.
in. Yeah, if we can get like free room and board and food at the inn, that's like gonna be a good thing to do early.
I wouldn't mind
Save
missing
money.
the festival.
But yeah, I'll convey to the rest of the party that if something goes afoot with this guy, his man sounds like he's a die-hard believer. Like,
I don't know what
Rahadin,
to do.
I have an idea, but I'm not gonna tell it because then it would reveal who I am.
Rahadin stands and wipes his face and says, I must leave to return to Castle Ravenloft, but before I do," and he reaches into his coat and pulls out an invitation for each of you, bearing the wax seal of
Going to look slightly depressed.
That is cool.
Only slightly though.
Then I will read it out loud for those that hate reading cursive writing.
I can't read cursive.
it's because they don't teach it anymore.
Oh, they did, except for the teacher. She never really helped
The only
us
time I
with
write
it.
cursive is when I scribble my name on something.
It's the only reason to be taught anymore, really.
I know, right?
There's no cursive on typing.
The invitation reads, "My friends, know that it is I who have brought you to this land, my home, and know that I alone can release you from it. I bid you dine at my castle so that we may meet in a civilized surrounding. Your passage here will be a safe one. I await your arrival. Your host, Strahd von Zarvich."
Is there a certain time we need to be there?
It is just an open invitation.
Nice.
Because I wouldn't.
We'll pencil in a year from now.
I mean, we just ate, so
Yeah.
We still have a funeral to go to.
We are so busy. We're so popular since we moved to Scrovia.
so with your brush out and folds it and seals it with her Wachter wax seal, and she hands it to. She rings a bell, and in words on.
I'm gonna look at that. Or are we still there?
Yeah, you're still on the deck.
I'm gonna look at that curiously.
And she turns back to you and says, "So, as reward for helping me to become the Burgermeister of town, I would be more than happy to grant you land rights around the town of Valaki."
Well, Jeff wants that, right? Pepperell.
I don't know if Pepperell wants land rights, or I don't know if Pepperell's interested in
Can we
that.
get extra sent to our B&B cottage?
Airbnb Barovia?
He wanted to move here.
I mean, we could make money off of it, so sure.
It was like just right for him. Is the impression I got.
Can I find the most dilapidated haunted cottage that you have?
But one that, especially one that tries to kill the whole party. That
We
would be
already
even
have
better.
a haunted cottage.
That was a haunted mansion.
Did you have any further questions for Lady Wachter?
I'm just gonna sit there sipping on the wine.
And really, I guess the bigger question is, how do you want to really assist her, or what do you want? How do you guys want to handle this? We can say that the dinner is concluded and you are leaving Walker House and returning to.
I mean,
I prefer to discuss this. Not
away.
in her presence.
Right.
I'm just gonna state that I'd like to help her, so that probably most of us don't get arrested.
They can try to arrest me. I'll burn the whole place down.
No,
I'll
that's
fucking
true.
burn this town down, man.
I think we have a.
Make sure your name's on your stapler.
And also, as a hitman that comes from a hitman family, sounds like something I would do.
I come from a lineage of assholes, and it runs deep in my veins.
Well, I guess the bigger question that you should be asking yourself is if you'd be trading one shithead for another.
Yeah, what evil is greater is what I'm trying to figure out. Is it worse to invite Strahd
Wow,
in, but they're already
this sounds
here?
this sounds like an allegory for our current election. Which one do we pick?
Well, so far I haven't really heard any bad stuff about Strahd, really. He might be a vampire. That's not the worst I've heard. And I'm not against that.
And these people are arresting people for being.
Yeah, this guy's like a dick.
Well, Strahd's already here, so
Yes.
is inviting more of him here going to hurt anything?
Probably not. I mean,
maybe it will, but maybe it won't, and it's already horrible. So
isn't he being
the
friendly
current
to
guy
us?
has no problem with this lady grinding up little kids. I mean, he's
Yeah,
not
a lot
exactly
of-
keeping things together either.
okay,
I mean-
so let's. The people will greet us as liberators.
That's something we should. That's something we should have asked the one lady how she felt about the witches grinding up people.
Yeah, we probably should have asked that.
Like that would have been a good test of where.
I will
When-
bravely say I am against grinding up children. That's
Wait,
what to
isn't-
say, probably?
Didn't we
Take
get an
a stance.
invitation up to the Strahd Castle?
You did.
I don't know if I want
So,
to go there quite.
I feel like he isn't.
Maybe
Not
if
bad.
you meet the demon, have dinner with the demon, it'll be good.
Yeah, maybe we'll probably decide after we meet the demon.
Yeah, that's true. We could learn what's up with that. Or
As you get to the town square where the wicker effigy of the sun is being built by peasants, and there are stocks with people in the stocks, but who've been arrested for malicious unhappiness, and there is a woman who is crying and pulling at her hair, and she keeps screaming, "He's not here. Where is he?"
I am going to fake my happiness.
And she's going around looking at the stocks and asking people, "He's not here. Where is he? Where is my Udo? Where's Udo?"
I'm going to walk up to her and ask her what's wrong.
She tells you that she says Udo was arrested. My husband, Udo Lukovic, he was arrested at the Wolf's Head Jamboree, and he was because he was carrying a sign that suggested that Valachians should feed the Baron to the wolves. And he was arrested, but he's not in the stocks. He was arrested for malicious unhappiness, but he's not here in the stocks. What have they done with my Udo?
So is that the guy that was taken to...
Should I break her the bad news of the other options?
Yeah. So tell me, did Udo taste good, or?
okay.
I'm gonna.
She tells you that she saw Udo when he was arrested being taken to the Burgermeister's mansion.
I think I'm gonna have to break the news to her.
We could also offer to go there and ask.
Yeah, I'll tell her to calm down and that we'll go investigate it. But she needs to calm down.
Make sure you slap her.
Slap her like a hysterical southern widow.
A calm down slap. That's the best kind.
Mike will not do the slap.
I wouldn't feel remorse about it. I just wouldn't care.
Man, we got so many quests
What
to do.
did we do with those children anyway?
They're staying in. Supposed to take
The
her.
funeral tonight.
Oh, okay.
Is that?
I just remembered about the children. I'm like, what did we do with them?
Their nightmare's over. Their life is better than it's been in a long time. So that's cool.
Yeah.
As you
We
can
gave them
see,
some money and now they're doing good.
Yeah, they're just hanging out at the end.
this is why I'm not trusted with children. I would forget
As
about
you're
them.
as you're talking with Mrs. Lukovich and deciding amongst you how best to deal with this, a Vistani, a group of Vistani on horseback right into the town square, and are yelling that that Arabelle is missing. And the one Vistani is nearly insane. This missing girl,
I'm gonna tell the
yelling out that his daughter Arabelle has gone missing, and he thought that she might have come into town, but they have not been able to find her.
I'm gonna
Alright, I can only deal with one fire at a time. He tells you that his name is just outside of Valaki, and she came out into the woods, and I thought maybe she had gone to town, but she is not. She is just simply missing.
Another missing person. She's not in the stocks either.
She's not in the stocks.
Was she unhappy?
She's Vistani, so I mean,
I can say that I'm probably not gonna hint that I probably know that she could have been in the stocks, but say that I'll definitely keep an eye out.
okay.
What's she look like? Do
What-
we
yeah,
have any
what
more
did she
info
look like?
besides being the stock?
He describes Arabelle. Let's see here.
Well, I haven't committed my
He says that she is 12 summers old. She has long raven black hair. And she carries her Blinsky doll with her wherever she goes.
I did want to visit the Blinsky place.
Oh wait,
at some
so
point.
Okay.
how old would that be?
12.
12. Oh, she's 12. Aw.
She's missing in 12.
He says you will know her Blinsky doll is a stuffed toy to look like Strahd.
Aw, they sell
Aw.
Strahd dolls. Get us some Strahd merch.
That's adorable, and Mike really wants a Strahd doll.
Yeah, me too.
Girl.
Maybe we should go to the Blinsky toy place and buy some Strahd dolls.
Yeah. So
You
all
can
of
go to
them
Blinsky Toys.
I want to so bad.
If you
looks so
guys
small
don't want
in
to
Mike's
be
stomach.
caught purchasing them, just ask me. You know, I won't tell you what I'm gonna do.
To everybody else, it's the size of a normal Beanie Baby. To him, it's the size of the little McDonald's.
All right. Let me take a brief break.